What's up, guys? The Lazy Goldmaker here. Today we're going to take a look at concentration builds and how they're looking right now in 11.1. We're into the new season. People are playing the game left, right, and center, and concentration builds might be back on the menu. Now, obviously, going volume crafting is generally the way to get really rich, but concentration can work really well, and it doesn't require too much setup, and you can utilize it across multiple alts. So it's pretty good. So the general idea is obviously to craft something using quality 2 materials and concentration to get it to max quality for a nice juicy profit, as we can see here with the Flask of Alchemical Chaos on this character, where I'm getting 1800 gold profit when I use concentration, and otherwise I would be losing because this character is not optimized at all. The general idea, or the general trend that you want to look for when you're maximizing your value from concentration, well, you regenerate concentration every day, some amount every day. I don't remember the exact number. It's about a couple of hundred, I think. So you want to use it when you get it, and you want to get as much value per concentration as possible, because concentration is going to be the limiting factor here. So you need to maximize your concentration value, not your profit per item. You want your profit per concentration to be as high as possible. Generally, that means looking for more expensive items, because concentration costs are based on recipe difficulty, but it doesn't scale with anything else. So it's something that has high recipe difficulty and is very, very cheap, or nobody wants the quality 3 one, then the concentration is wasted. So you want more expensive stuff, and you preferably want stuff where there's a large price difference in quality 2 and quality 3 materials. So herbs are great for this, as we can see here with the Flask of Alchemical Chaos. And obviously, getting this add-on that I'm looking at right now, CraftSim, is a must-have for this. It will help you so much. It will show you the profit here when you use concentration. It will also show you the concentration value right here. So this recipe has 5 gold, 66 silver per concentration. It's probably the highest one for alchemy. It's usually this one that is the highest value alchemy recipe, essentially. Sometimes harmonious horticulture. But it'll show you that, and then you can go to the recipe scan. If you click here, you'll get a list of modules you can open. So the recipe scan, it'll show you any of the recipes you have, all of the ones across your characters. So I can pick my enchanter and scan his recipes. Obviously you need to have scanned them once, and then we can see here that I have some recipes here with 12 gold per concentration at current prices, which is really, really good. This is back to closer to the beginning of the expansion prices. So then you just pick the ones that are on top of the list. You can either sort by profit or by concentration value. And then you just go to town crafting them. Now, there are 3 professions that really stand out atop the rest. And those are alchemy, enchanting, and jewelcrafting. Those 3 are the best ones in general. The others have a lot less recipes that are expensive and valuable. Maybe Vantus runes. I haven't gotten the new Vantus rune recipe yet. For inscription could be there. Blacksmithing doesn't have much, just the alloys, which are really low value. But then you have enchanting, which is really, really high value, and even has some rare recipes you can get. So stuff like the Cursed Critical Strike here, which is you can buy it on the auction house, which is showing up with 10 concentration value, which is really great. But yeah, there are other recipes as well for enchanting that are less popular, or less, not everyone has them, which means that you can extract a decent chunk more profit from them. So that's the good part about enchanting. For alchemy, 90% of the time you're just looking to craft the Flask of Alchemical Chaos. Maybe sometimes it can be some other flasks, and but for this one it does matter quite a bit how much knowledge you have. The more skill you have, the more you put into this tree, the better it'll be, because you'll be using less concentration per craft, even with just quality 2 materials, or you can potentially downgrade some to quality 1 materials to optimize your get the optimal concentration value. But mostly it's the flasks. Potions are too cheap, so they're not generally worth it. But the flasks and the Flask of Alchemical Chaos is the most expensive flask, and it's also generally speaking the best one for many specs. Some specs are using the other ones, but the Flask of Alchemical Chaos is a little bit more expensive, which really helps out. It uses absolutely all of the herbs. So I've jumped over to my Jewelcrafter, and here we have the gems. Usually, it's a toss-up between the rare gems and the epic gems. It depends a little bit on your skill and sort of your profession spec as well. We can see here it's about 3 gold for the epic gems, and we can see that my best rare gem right now is all the way up at 4 gold 71. But here it does matter a lot, like what nodes you put points into, because there are a lot of nodes here that reduces concentration costs for specific recipes, which are gonna help you out quite a bit. Like I have a lot of reductions where on the gems that I've maxed out the relevant nodes, which is just gonna, well, it's gonna mean you need less concentration, which means that you're going to be more profitable per concentration. Your concentration value is going to be higher. So this one is also good. It's also generally quite cheap concentration wise, so you can get in more crafts per day with Jewelcrafting. But those are the 3 best ones in my opinion, and then you have the others where they typically have multiple crafts that are profitable with concentration. It's just that the profit is a lot lower. So my suggestion would be to set up enchanting alchemy. Those are typically the best ones. Enchanting is absolutely fantastic because it's super easy to get back up to speed. Knowledge catch up is just from disenchanting, so you just fly around looting some treasures, and then you just disenchant until you've caught back up to, so you can even get straight into full builds. You can get all of the tools right away as well, or you can get all of the tools for enchanting and your other profession. Because as you might have seen in this video, pretty much all my crafters only have uncommon gear, which is perfectly fine for concentration crafting. You're gonna see a profit, but obviously getting some more resourcefulness, more multi-craft is gonna stack up. So 100 more resourcefulness, that's gonna be 10 gold on average per craft. That is going to stack up eventually if you have that over hundreds of crafts and multiple characters. So getting all of those buffs is definitely an advantage, but it isn't going to make or break your profits in these markets. But yeah, that's how concentration builds are looking right now. Go out and make some gold.